Hello and welcome to VR Reviews. Today we'll be reviewing the Unifive posing series Broly. So yes, you got another Broly here for you today, and this is from the Unifive posing series. They're sort of a boxed series of multiple figures, and you get sort of slightly articulated Dragon Ball Z figures. Pretty cool. We'll be taking a look at this Broly and his black and white variant today. So let's go ahead and zoom into the articulation, sculpt paint details, all those sorts of things.
Alright, starting with a quick size comparison. Of course, here we have Broly. Here's our standard Marvel Legends 6-inch Superior Spider-Man and our 3 3/4-inch Marvel Universe Wolverine. And then here's the Shoto Super Saiyan Goku, which I feel like works fairly well in scale with this Broly. He's a bit tall, but also this Broly's knees are bent a little bit and he's leaned backwards a little bit. So his stance is not fully straight up, but I feel like it kind of works. It's probably closer to being in scale than the hybrid one is, which is what I've been using up until now. And of course, this figure is way shorter than Marvel Legend, and about the same size as the Marvel Universe figure, but not in scale with the Marvel Universe, because Broly is massive. And of course, here's our Broly comparison, because we always have to have one of those. Here's the Super Battle Collection Broly, Max Muscle Mania Broly, Hybrid Broly, Movie Collection Broly, and then of course here is our Unified Broly. He is the smallest one, but he is more articulated than these two. And in a way, I like the appearance of him more than the hybrid one. The hybrid one's proportions are a bit thin for Broly. But this one is still my favorite, the Movie Collection. That might change later this year, though, with the SH Figure Arts Broly. Although I think the detail work on this one is still going to be better. Anyway, let's get all the other Brolys out of here and just look at the Unifive posing Broly. Alright, moving on to our 360 spin, here you can see Broly. He's got a nice, big, muscly upper torso. I would say it's not proportionally normal, but Broly's not proportionally normal, so I think it works. He has his necklace on his chest there, gold with a little blue gem in there. Same sort of design for his bracers, gold bands with blue gems on the back. He has fist hands on right now, but he comes with some open hands as well. He has his big sort of reddish maroon skirt thing, whatever that is. And it also has another belt there, which is very similar to his necklace. He has some big poofy white pants, and then he has gold boots with little sort of leather bits in between the top of the boot and the foot of the boot. And then he also has the little blue gems there on the shins. So that's all very cool, very accurate to what Broly should look like, so I approve of it. Let's zoom in on the head sculpt real quick. Here you can see the head sculpt, and it's done very nicely for this scale. He's got a nice screaming expression, wide eyes, all the sculpted detail looks very nice. The hair is painted just the right color, yellow with a tinge of green, which is very specific to Broly's hair color. And everything looks really cool. He even has a little bit of paint there on the ears and a little bit of sculpting to indicate his earrings. So everything looks very cool, very nice head sculpt. Now let's zoom out and look at some articulation. Articulation-wise, Broly is very similar to the rest of the sort of Unified posing series in that he has sort of randomly spaced out points of articulation that allow for a couple of different poses, but nothing too extravagant. He has a cut here at the head, he has cuts at the shoulders that go out at an angle, then he has bicep cuts, he has a single jointed elbow, and he has a wrist cut and a waist cut, as well as this abdominal joint here. So he's one of the better articulated Unified posing figures. You can get him into some decent upper body related poses, but he has nothing below the waist, which is not uncommon for this series. So he's pretty good. He's one of the better ones, like I said, but I don't expect to have him flying all over the place like a figure art or a hybrid figure or something like that. Now, Broly comes with some accessories in the form of a couple of extra hands and a base, so let's go ahead and look at those. Here is Broly's base and his extra hands. They're essentially just open hands. The fingers are posed slightly different, but they're both basically just open hands for blasting or grabbing faces or what have you. And then his base is just an orange circle with 2 foot pegs, and it says Dragon Ball Z on it. So that's cool. He doesn't really need it to stand up, but it's a nice little thing to have if you want him on a base. And real quick, I want to show you the black and white variant. It's essentially the same. Same figure, same mold, same articulation, all that stuff, just painted a bit different. So if you're into variants or black and white stuff, it's a cool thing to pick up as well. Now let's go ahead and move on to the packaging. Packaging-wise, there are 2 forms of packaging. You get your little sort of blind box-esque thing that has each individual figure on it, which has pictures of all the different figures around the edge there. and then you have your big sort of store display kind of box that you actually get all of the little boxes inside of. Neither one of them are particularly good for an in-package display, but they serve their purpose of containing figures. So yeah, Broly.
Alright, that wraps it up for Broly, so until next time, goodbye!
Hello, you've just watched one of my videos. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed my videos. If you didn't, run away and never return. Also, feel free to check out my other channels, Venom Raptor for all my variety gaming content, and VR Reviews for reviews of various action figures and collectibles. Thank you, and goodbye.